Hello, people. I know I have broken teeth. I have broken things. I usually keep up with myself, but I haven't because guess what? Every couple months I go back to the hospital for no apparent reason, and one reason was because I was having such bad anxiety, my eyes wouldn't stop rolling in the back of my head. Wasn't possessed or anything. I know about that. I know what possession feels like. I've never been possessed like that before. But guess what? It's so funny when the devil's like, yeah, ha 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 ha. Because guess what? He's a fallen angel. That's what I fucking realized about him. He's a fallen angel. And I know deep down inside you know what that means. He was cast out of heaven to be a defender of the evil. Not defender of the evil. He's defending the justice of the evil. He believes that everyone can be whipped into submission to be the right person that they need to be. Because guess what? After 100 years, they're supposed to be coming back up to heaven. But guess what? Some people never get that until they get obliterated. But guess what? He has that happening power. The happening power. That's way beyond different than what I was talking about. I was talking about how, I went to school for 3 different things. I went to first for media, interactive media. And then my mom forced me to go into nursing. So I went for sonography and baby ultrasounding. I went to ultrasound the liver and the heart. And I loved learning the ins and outs of that. I just wish I would have done it at a different time. Like now or something like that. Because guess what? Now I have more foresight of what is really going on. I apologize. I'm really trying my hardest to live my life with a broken heart. I've tried to reaching out to the person and I can't reach out to them anymore because guess what? They're not damaged. They're just having hardships like me. And guess what? I found someone who loved me unconditionally. And he's a good person. He really is. But back to before mentioned afterthought. I went to school for art and design, and then I went for sonography, and then I transferred back because I had a fight with my mom. She was really blatantly evil about everything. She said I had no friends, I had no future, I had no nothing because of her. And she's like, why the hell? I wanted to move out at 17, and she stuck me in the house didn't let me have a job or anything until I was 19. And guess what? The only reason I was able to let to have the job was because of my boyfriend having a job. I know you think just do it, but she had a backhand stronger than her voice. And she crueled me into submission. So I know how to handle people now. I know how to deal with the effergies of them. And, I don't like talking with big words, but I have to. That's the only way that helps me calm down. I'm not saying it was stupid. I know everyone's smart in their own ways. And that really doesn't mean they're stupid. 3 minutes, okay. I just want to talk about how I went into sonography and it was the most beautiful thing I've ever learned in my life. The physics behind it, the actual sonography behind it. If I really looked at the book, like I wanted to after I left the classes behind, I really wish I would learn more of that book. Because guess what? It was so interesting. Every little page had tons of information on it. About sonography, different things like what your body is consumed by. It's so beautiful. It's so effervescent. I don't know the right word for it, but yeah. Vitalistic or something? I don't know. I just wanted you to see what I was really like. And then I went back to graphic design because I couldn't stand being away from my art for that long. I just wanted to study and pursue my art. I wanted to go to the Cleveland Institute of Art, but I couldn't. I didn't have enough money, I thought. But if my mom really had enough money as I thought she did, and she was really stoking me out. Stoking out my fire. Well, just saying. And she was really adamant on me going to Tri-C instead of there. So I went to graphic design, and I wanted to learn illustration, but by the time I actually went up, it was too far away for me to go to. Because like I said, Mom was really hell-held on me being in graphic in Tri-C that way. She didn't even let me leave her Eastern campus. I know it sounds bad, and it sounds like I'm bullying myself, bullying my mother, but I'm not. I'm really not. She was just a drunk and a drug abuser, and by the time I learned she was a drug abuser, I was 18 and couldn't do anything about it. I know I could have went into and took her to rehab, but that was a really scary idea for me. I had lots of anxiety, and I was really timid and meek and mild-mannered and really shy and not outgoing, but introverted. And God loved me that way. I didn't like how my mom talked out of turn every time she spoke, and how she used her words to violate our own privacy. Because she would talk out of turn, and she was bipolar as fuck and couldn't understand her own words. But anyhow, I went to graphic design for 4 years and became an empath and learned a lot about myself and learned about my spirituality and I learned some about spirituality in high school, but I learned a lot more about spirituality in college and learned a lot more about myself and learned about who my fellowship man was, who I wanted to date and who I wanted to be with. I learned a lot about graphic design and the power it has over people. You can make brand strategies. You can do different things like this and brochures, promotions, different things like that. It all comes from an effervescent type of energy that you can create your own power from. And that's what invokes me so much about it. That's why I love making art. I love making introductions to art. I love making brand strategies all the time. But I wish I could go, I don't know. There's so much things that I have to understand about myself. I have to get for myself. Okay, bye.